These were reduced to skeletons, for they had been dashed for food. The 5 options are impinging, snarling, craving, longing, famishing. He says the answer should, according to him, the answer should be craving, but the answer is famishing. Now the answer is already there out for you. Let us see why what is there is the correct answer. Why famishing is the correct answer. We know impinging and snarling are 2 words that do not make sense at all in this context. Therefore, we crave for food, we long for food, and we get famished when we don't get food. Yes, Vigneshwari there has given us the correct answer. Famishing is right because famishing means extreme hunger. Now, craving. The word craving means when you want to eat something. We often say, I am craving to eat a pizza today. I am craving to eat the chili chicken from an XYZ restaurant. I am craving to eat food cooked by my mother. So craving and longing actually mean the same thing. I am longing to eat that. I have been longing to eat that from a really long time. So craving and longing both mean want, when you actually want to eat something. Whereas famished means when you're extremely hungry, when you have not been getting food. With craving and longing, you may or may not be very hungry. Whereas with famished, you are definitely very, very hungry. Therefore, the correct answer here would be famished. I hope, Ankit, you have got the answer to your question and you have understood as to why famishing is correct and not craving and longing.
Vinay does not play cricket and dash does Yashwant. Options are so, also, either, neither. So Sanjay says, ma'am, answer is 1, but what is the reason behind it? Okay. Look in on means visit. No, I gave the example. I didn't write it down. So I looked in on my grandfather. That's what I said. I looked in on my grandfather because he wasn't keeping well, right? Neither. If I have to use neither, restructure the entire sentence, right? I'll say, neither Vinay nor Yashwant plays cricket, right? Neither nor concept or either or concept. I'll fit in that. So here, given the context that we have, always we'll have to look at what is the most effective word choice in the context, right? So Vinay does not play cricket and dash does Yashwant. So the collocation, when I say look into means I'm examining. Let me look into this, which means let me examine this, right? So in the context, I need a word that gives me the same meaning of. So Vinay plays cricket. Likewise, Yashwant also plays cricket, right? That's the meaning I want. Vinay does not play cricket and also does Yashwant is not the right construction. So let's look at, I need a word that brings in the meaning of likewise. And that word is option 1. So let me give you some examples. So if I say, I can speak French and so can you, right? So in the context again, what am I saying? I can speak French and likewise you also can. That's what the meaning, the context is giving, right? If I say you were on time and so was I. Again, context is giving me you were on time and likewise I was also on time. So in the context, Vinay does not play cricket. In terms of construction, the right word choice or the closest option would be so. Vinay does not play cricket and so does Yashwant. And likewise, Yashwant also does not. So it's understood. I don't need these extra words to complete the sentence. So gives me that meaning. If I have to put nor, I don't need that conjunction and, right? It's very weird if I say Vinay does not play cricket and nor does Yashwant. We may have come across constructions like that, but I wouldn't say it's an effective construction. The best thing to do is when you have neither or either, you can say neither nor or either or. Yeah? Okay. So my windows look dash the garden. Options, option 1, up on, option 2, out on, option 3, in, option 4, at. Answer is option 2. Ma'am, I thought it's a piece of cake, but come out to be a hard nut to crack. Help me. Okay, let's help you. My windows look in the garden? That doesn't make sense, right? Okay, now I think it's important for us to be familiar with, either idioms or phrasal verbs or collocations as such. Our clue word in the context is obviously the verb look, right? So here, look I haven't come across look up on, I've come across look up to, right? When I say I look up to someone, which means I admire them, right? I respect them. There's something where I look up to them, right? So look upon seems a little out of context for me. There is no such construction like that. Look up to, yes. Look up as in just looking up. That's a different thing, right? Now look out on means what? Let me give you an example sentence. If I say, basically it gives me the meaning of overlooks. Something overlooks something, right? So if I say the house looks out on a tennis court, right? So what am I saying? It is in such a direction, right? The window in this context, the window is aligned or is placed in such a way where it is, you can, from the window you can see the garden, right? It overlooks the garden. So when I say look out on, which means something is oriented in a certain direction, right? So but it's important for us. So my windows look in the garden doesn't make sense logically. Not pointing towards, where from the window I can see the garden, right? It overlooks the garden. So which means the window is positioned in such a way where I'm able to see the garden from there. If I stand, garden, that's it, right? So it's oriented in that particular direction. So not my windows look at the garden doesn't make sense. The window is not a person, right? When I'm saying I'm looking at something, only a person can actually do that. The window can't do that, right? The window can't look at the garden. Doesn't make logical sense. So it cannot be at. All the other options are very illogical as well, right? But it's important for us to be familiar with these, 3-word collocations. Look up to, look out on. What about look in on? I'm just giving you extra words just for information, right? If I say look in on means visit someone. I looked in on my grandfather because he wasn't keeping well, right? Look down on. When I say I'm looking down on someone, which means I don't think they are, I feel they are beneath me, right? It's almost like you are regarding them with some sort of in a condescending manner or with contempt, which means you think they are beneath you. Look out for something. Yes, so you need to be familiar with these. Look out for means you're taking care of someone, right? Look out for, when you're wanting to help someone, you want to take care of someone. I look out for my younger brother, right? Because he's very naughty or whatever. So are you following? So it's important for us to be, so in this context, my windows look out on the garden, which means overlooks the garden. That's all the meaning is. Look out on, overlooks. Option 2. According to some experts, subsidizing crop insurance to a large extent may be bad for the environment since farmers may take dash, such as farming on food plains or sleep hills. In the 1990s, Germany was known as the sick man of Europe and had high unemployment, but its success today is on account of the huge dash it took in reforming the labor market. So here our options are danger, chance, possibility, risks, threat. So collocation wise, right, account of huge risks, may take risks, taking risks, taking chance also is a collocation. However, in the context, instead of huge chance, huge risks is more appropriate, right? So according to some experts, subsidizing crop insurance to a large extent may be bad for the environment since farmers may take risks such as farming on food plains or sleep hills. Likewise, in the 1990s, Germany was known as the sick man of Europe and had high unemployment, but its success today is on account of the huge risks it took in reforming the labor market. So risks fits both the scenarios effectively.